Apologize for that. As many of you may know, I wrecked my car. We totaled it. So, just wanted to kind of give an update on our racing program. What we're going to do moving forward. And we got some good news and some bad news. So, guess we'll start with some good news. Well, a little bit of bad news first. The chassis was totaled. Well, maybe not necessarily totaled. It was fixable, but to me, it wasn't worth fixing. It would need a full front and rear clip and some other things done. So by the time you pay, I can't do that myself. So by the time you pay somebody to do it, and if I was going to do that, I would take it down to Mike over at Warrior Race Cars, since he built the chassis, and that's a 8-hour drive. So by the time you pay him, fuel costs down there and back and all that, it was made more sense for me to just order a new chassis, start over. So that's why you don't see the car here. It was scrapped. We sent it to the scrap yard on Monday, and there's what's left of it. A lot of the stuff be reused. A lot of it's junk. And I guess we'll move on to good news. I got a new chassis. The new chassis is ordered. I ordered it about a month ago. It should be ready. They should start on it here pretty soon. I don't know exactly when it's going to be done, but I was originally told 8 weeks if no other work comes into his shop, repairs and stuff that for people that are actually racing take priority on. It's going to be at least next year before I'm back on the track. So we ordered all the front suspension, steering rack, uppers, lowers, ball joints, tie rods, along with the chassis, powder coated, interior and deck. So really, I got the rear end stuff and then motor stuff, oil system and all that stuff, new fuel lines, all that crap. On the motor side, I hurt the motor in the heat race, or at least I think I hurt the motor in the heat race before I rolled it over. And I just decided that I would take it down to Mullins Race Engines and have them go through it. It'd be done right. So I dropped that off 2 weeks ago down there. I'm actually supposed to talk to him tomorrow about it. So we'll know something then. As far as the rest of the channel goes, I have some videos planned that I want to do with the new chassis, going down to get it, and I don't want to mention who's making the chassis or whatnot. I'm going to do a video on it. So, and kind of video putting it together so you can see what all actually goes into these cars. And then the bad news is I'm losing this shop. So my current living arrangement, I don't have anywhere to put the car, so that's something I got to figure out. I just learned that I'm losing the shop 2 days ago, so we have to have all our stuff out of here and by October. And the story on that, well, the story on this shop anyway, it's the owner of the company I work for owns this. And when I originally got into dirt racing, I was running a modified. My buddy was running a late model. I was running a modified. At that time, I was still drag racing, and where I was living, I had my drag car in the garage at the house, and I had an enclosed trailer at the time, so we kept the modified in the trailer down at the end of the lot. And when I'd get off work at 3 a.m. in the morning, I would hook up to the trailer and unload it at the shop, work on it. When I was done, clean everything up, put it back in the trailer, and park it back down at the end of the lot. Well, that got old after a couple months, and we knew my boss had this building and another building that he wasn't really using other than for storage. So we asked him if he would mind if we took a couple bays over here, and that was cool with him. But the caveat was once he needed the building back, we'd have to get our stuff out, which that was fine. That was 2 years ago. So we've been in here for 2 years. And I believe his son's going to be running a business out of here, at least from what I've gathered, the little pieces I've put together. So, well, like I said, I don't really have a place to put the car right now. Well, I do. I can put it over at my father's house for temporary, but he's kind of tight on space, and I can't go over and work on it except for the weekends because he's asleep by the time I get off work. So for temporary, we'll stick it at his house. I've got a couple leads on a few different places that I'm looking. So there's one about 15 minutes from my work. It's a industrial storage type place, and they've got some big old storage units over there that are 50 foot long and 20 foot wide, but they're currently full up. So I'm on the waiting list over there until I can, I'll just leave it at my dad's until I can find something more permanent that's affordable and works for me, and it's close where I can work on it after I get off work. So that's that. Like I said, I have some things coming down the pipeline I'm wanting to do some videos on. So we'll work on that. As soon as we get the car in, we'll start pumping out some videos. I don't know exactly what I'm going to show yet. Because to be honest with you, I'm still fairly new to this, and I know just enough to get myself in trouble. So, and I don't really want to put any bad info out there. So as far as the technical stuff, I probably won't go too deep into that because I really don't know it all that well myself. I'm still learning, but we'll figure it out as we go. I kind of do these off the hip, but would like to do them a little more often. So here's a little update video for you guys. I do plan on doing some more with this channel, and I'm not done racing. We got a new car on order. It'll probably be next year sometime, and then we'll just have to figure out what we're going to do for a shop that isn't going to break the bank, because everybody that knows that runs a race car, these things are not cheap, and that pretty much takes up 95% of my extra money. So we'll figure something out on that front, and just stay tuned, and we'll have some more videos coming out soon, hopefully. Thanks.